the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. This is how the book of John begins in the New Testament of the Bible. It's an interesting start to one of the Gospels, and maybe something you're familiar with. But what is John the author talking about? First, let's determine what the word is that he talks about here. Well, it's not actually a what, it's a who. We know it's a who because in verses 14 and 15 of that same chapter, it says, "The Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we saw his glory, glory as of the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth." John testified about him and cried out, saying, "This is he of whom I said, he who comes after me has a higher rank than I, for he existed before me." The John that is mentioned here, the John that testified, is John the Baptist. And John the Baptist spoke those words regarding Jesus. We know this from Matthew chapter 3 and Mark chapter 1, to name a few places. So the word that became flesh and dwelt among men was Jesus. Okay, easy enough. Though there have been many trains of thought when it comes to who Jesus is. People have a wide variety of views. Some say he was just a prophet or he was a good man. Some say he was the Son of God, just another God, or even God himself. So going back to verses 1 and 3 of chapter 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. According to what it says here, Jesus, the Word, is in fact God himself. He was with God and he was God. Why does it say he was with God if he was God? Because yes, Jesus is God, but he is also the Son of God. So he was God and he was also with God. It's a difficult concept to really be able to wrap our minds around. It's part of a theology known as the Trinity, that God is three different persons existing in the same being as God: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The author goes so far as to say that the Word, Jesus, was the one who created all things, and without him, nothing was made that was made. These verses proclaim the deity of Jesus Christ. They speak of the eternal aspect of Jesus as God, because he was there at the very beginning. If what these verses say is true, and I believe that it is true, then Jesus wasn't just another prophet. He wasn't just a good man or one of many gods, but he is, in fact, the Son of God, God in the flesh, the one true God.